Hey there, book club. Dan from Woman Man Book Club with another review for you. This time, interview with a vampire. Let's look back at Anne Rice's classic novel. The interview with a Vampire is nearly 50 years old. It's become a genre-defining work of Gothic horror. It was published first in 1976, and it spawned a series of novels, several movies, even its own television series. So how does it hold up? I wanted to find out. Plus, I felt like it was a pretty big miss on my literary report cards that I hadn't read it, so I picked it up and I dove in. Now, here's what I found. The story is told in the form of an interview between a vampire, Louis de Pointe-du-Lac, and a young reporter. Louis tells a story of his long life, beginning with his transformation into a vampire in the 18th century in New Orleans, where he was a plantation owner. He describes his maker, Lestat de Lioncourt, as a cruel and emotionally unpredictable vampire who delights in killing humans. Louis, on the other hand, struggles with his conscience and his thirst for human blood. One of the most endearing aspects of the novel is the relationship between Louis and Lestat. They're both vampires, but they have very different views on life and death. Louis is tormented by his guilt and his longing for human connection, while Lestat embraces his predatory nature. Their conflict is really the heart of the novel, and it drives pretty much the whole plot. Another key character is Claudia. She's a child who is turned into a vampire by Lestat. Now, Claudia becomes a third member of this trio of bloodsuckers, and her journey is really the most tragic. After many lifetimes, she remains trapped in the body of a child, but she has the mind and the desires of an adult. So she is a complex figure, and her story is one of the most compelling in the novel. Rice's writing is dreamy and atmospheric. She creates a world that's both beautiful and terrifying, and she explores the dark side of human nature just in a way that's both disturbing and thought-provoking. Interview with a Vampire is a classic of vampire fiction. It's still as relevant today as it was when it was first published nearly 50 years ago. Sensitive content to be aware of. As this is a vampire novel, there is plenty of blood-sucking. Lots of violence and blood. Some of the deaths are described in pretty graphic detail. There's a lot of blood and drinking blood. There's also some sexual situations, including an implied rape, and some uncomfortable situations involving Claudia, who again is a young girl. Sensitive readers, beware. This dad says, Interview with a Vampire is appropriate for readers 18 and up. Should you read it? Well, if you're a fan of vampire fiction, then you definitely should. It's a classic for a reason, and it's still a great read today. No matter what. If you're looking for a fast-paced, action-packed vampire story, then this might not be for you. That's not what it is. But if you enjoy dark and philosophical, character-driven novels, you're probably going to enjoy Interview with a Vampire. That's it. Happy reading, everyone.